Welcome to Caching in the Northwest. You know, this is the official podcast of GeoWoodstock 18 right here in the great Pacific Northwest. So each week we're going to talk about cachers from here and all around the globe. So while you're threatening to stop the car on the way to Grandma's house, we'll be caching in the Northwest.
Over the river and through the woods, as I recall.
Don't make me stop this car.
That's right. And I think either over the river or through the woods is where the land monkeys must be hiding tonight, because they've got family obligations tonight and Jay couldn't be here.
Well, even so, I was going to give him a land monkey intro, but if he's not here to hear it.
I know.
If a land monkey is introduced in a woods, does anybody hear it?
Good question.
But, you know, even though he's not here, we're here, and we're going to talk about containers because it's Boxing Day, folks.
So we're going to talk about boxes.
Come on. Oh, wait, what?
Boxes and Mozart's and Beethoven's and all those composers.
Oh, VH1, we love the 1800s?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
You know who we do love? We do love the land sharks.
Oh, yes, we do.
Thank you, land sharks. Don't forget that you can get a free holiday trackable for every free tag. Yeah. Then you know what? You can still get a free holiday trackable tag.
Even if you can't say it, you can get it.
For every $25 spent at landsharks.ca. That's Landsharks with a Z.
Of course.
You can go and see their website for details, and their graphics will look like this.
Yeah.
I just went there today, and you know what? They're really serious about this.
Jump on that opportunity. It's a good deal.
Yeah. And of course, we thank all our patrons who keep this podcast coming each and every week. If you want to know more about supporting the show, you know, we're not going to talk about it a lot. Just go click the Patreon link on the CachingNW.com website. And you know what? Some people did this very week.
Celebrated Christmas.
Hey, you know what? Come on, get on the podcast here with me. Sorry, I blocked you out.
I was behind you making little bunny ears.
Is that what you were doing?
Yeah.
Oh. Yes, they celebrated Christmas. Very nice time of the year. We happen to be able to go up to Leavenworth this year. Very nice. I hadn't been up there during Christmas time.
It's beautiful.
It is. It was we had great travel weather. And
did you wear your lederhosen?
No, I was hoping to get some while I was there. And I didn't. But, you know, a couple hours in Leavenworth is about all you need. Because once you've been in one shop, you've been in them all. The Christmas store, the Kris Kringle, so that's something incredible to walk into. Okay. Besides that, we love glows. And that brought me about because they turned on the lights at 4:30. And there was such a glow about town. And I was thinking, you know, this would make a great geocaching log of the week if I had found a cache there. But whether you wrote it, whether you read it, whether it was a bunch of holiday lights or just a flashlight, we want to hear about it because great logs simply make geocaching better. Send an email or a field recording to feedback@CachingNW.com. You can call in to 253-693-TFTC or use voicemail too on the website and show us how you glow.
That's right. And this week's glow was submitted by none other than Research Department volunteer Brylang. So thanks for sending one in. And it was a log from Truxer Zero, who found traditional cache Danger Canyon.
Danger Canyon?
Yeah, that's GC8 DCAA. That's DC as in Danger Canyon.
Oh, Danger Canyon.
That was really convenient how they did that.
I thought it was what DeCrow says. DeCaw.
Yeah. Danger Canyon. No. Okay, let's see what this one says tonight. Says, I write this log as my last manifesto, as I want the world to know I ventured into the canyon and found this cache. I do not know if I will make it back up these canyon walls, or if the monsters I can hear screeching closer and closer in the distance will finally reach me. The recent rainfall has made the greenery and dirt a slippery mess, and with each step I slide back further and further into the canyon. My search here has been perilous, but I managed to scrawl my name in the log. Apologies for the drops of blood beside my name, but the animals here are really hungry. My torch has held them back so far, but they seem to be getting bolder and bolder as time goes on. I see the cache itself is a work of craftsmanship, but appears to be a reservoir of mementos of those who have ventured into the canyon and did not make it out. A truly evil creature to carefully package each victim's pocket contents up and leave it here as if to taunt me that I won't ever get out. The rain is starting to fall now. I think I will try to make my escape, but please heed the warnings and don't venture into this canyon.
I wonder if he ever made it out.
I don't know. He might still be there, along with the perilous poozers of Pamplemousse Pass.
Excuse me?
You don't know the perilous poozers of Pamplemousse Pass?
No, I'm afraid I'm
okay.
Not familiar with the people of the Grapefruit Highway.
I read that book a lot when I was a kid. Anyway, thanks for the great log, Trexy Zero, and thanks, Barling, for submitting a glow.
Definitely. Thank you so much. Hey, we've gotten some glows this week in emails, and we appreciate that. We are running low. We have a low quantity of glow. The glow is dimming.
The glow is low.
And in 2020, we want to glow bright. So we need your glows. Did I stretch that out enough? Did I say that we need more glow than we have currently?
I'm not going to read any more glows this year. I'm done.
For only a few dollars a day, you can help Wits End read the glows each and every week.
Not till next year.
Would you help? GSM times 2 wants to know if there's internet access in Danger Canyon.
Well, I've not been there, but the log was written down there, so it's anybody's guess.
Yep, makes you think. Oh, by the way, Wits End, you are still the only caching in the Northwest host with Lederhosen.
Yeah, it's the cross we must bear, right?
Or
you gotta have the knees for it, you know?
Hey, IHAM says I spotted a caching in the Northwest sticker in the wild today, just under a travel bug on a Subaru in the mall parking lot.
Okay.
How about that? Folks, people know about us. You know what we know about? We have some news. We have some GeoWoodstock news. Wits End, would you be so kind as to let the people know what new and exciting things are happening?
GeoWoodstock, it's coming. Did you know it's coming? And you know what else is coming besides just GeoWoodstock itself? Registration is coming. It officially opens at 9 a.m. on January 3rd, 2020. Why, that's just around the corner. Really, it is. Keep in touch with GeoWoodstock's social media and geowoodstock.com website for all the details. There is going to be a special early bird bonus. You'll get free, exclusive, extra limited edition GeoCoin for those who sign up for VIP, VIP plus one, and VIP diamond level in the first 30 days of registration. Now, all registration costs will be presented and charged in Canadian dollars because, well, our friends in the North are hosting this event. So really, the rest of the world gets a great deal because I think right now it's $1 Canadian to 75 cents US dollar is the exchange.
Something like that. It's quite the bargain, actually.
Yes. The state of the loonie, as the notes say, is favorable to the rest of the non-Canadian communication world. What's that?
The loony.
It's the loony. The loony and the toonie.
Well, I'm curious if the VIP diamond registration badge will cut glass.
I don't see why not. It's a diamond.
It's a diamond.
Yeah. Shine bright like a diamond.
VIP, VIP plus one, and VIP diamond level. Woohoo. I like that. So, January 3rd, we're just a couple days away. You can begin to register for GeoWoodstock 18. Oh, man, that's exciting.
It's going to be the best GeoWoodstock I've ever been to.
Is it really?
Yes.
GSM times 2 has said that Wits End won't read any more glows for the rest of the decade.
Oh, is it time to open that debate again? Because, if we started the calendar with year 1, then 2020 wraps up this decade. So we're still a year away from the end of the decade, in my opinion.
Does
But
2020 start the decade or end the decade? Is the decade from, is this one from 2010 to 2019 or from 2011 to 2020?
It was the same whole debate at the beginning of the millennium.
Oh.
I say we started the millennium in 01. People say it's in 2000. But if you're wrapping up if you're referring to them as groups like 80s, 90s, aughts, 10s, okay, I'll give that to you.
And we're coming into the roaring 20s.
I'm not sure what's roaring.
Oh.
Except maybe lunch.
Oh, what'd you have for lunch no, I don't want to know.
You don't want to know.
I'm really glad we're separated by miles and only can see each other.
Okay.
Hey, Mrs. Landshark says, in the absence of Land Monkey, I can answer all of your GeoWoodstock questions if they come up this evening during the show or FATAS. Well, thank you, Mrs. Landsharks. We certainly appreciate you.
Oh, yes, we do, no matter how he speaks it. But we're glad to have you here in the chat, and thank you for offering to answer all those questions. There you go. Geocaching with GSM times 2 says, Wits End won't read any more glows in the 90s. That I can't argue with.
Or the aughts.
Yeah.
Or the teens.
Yeah.
Whatever this decade is called. Hey, tonight, it's Boxing Day in China. No, it's Boxing Day in Canada. Wow.
It's Boxing Day everywhere.
It's true.
But it's celebrated most in Canada. I suppose somebody somewhere in China probably celebrates Boxing Day, but I don't know.
Yeah, Canadian. Somewhere in China. I don't know why that came out. I don't know why a lot of things come out. That's not why we're here tonight. It just makes it, while we're here, a little more interesting. It's Boxing Day, and we thought we should talk about geocaching boxes, or as we like to refer to them as, containers. They're nothing more than a box for your geocache. We all need a place for our stuff.
That's true. Thank you, George.
You're welcome. So I thought we'd just do a quick review of the sizes. This is episode 335 of Caching in the Northwest. Perhaps it's your very first episode you're listening to.
That's right. Maybe you got a brand new GPSR receiver for Christmas yesterday, got it all revved up, and your geocaching friends said, hey, here's how you go find a geocache. And don't forget, Thursday nights, you need to listen to these two bozos and a Canadian talk about geocaching. Tonight,
that makes us the bozos.
Tonight, there's no Canadian.
It's just two bozos.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we're going to do it anyway.
Oh, thank you. Okay. So geocache sizes, we're going to start from the smallest to the largest. Now, the smallest is what is referred to as a nano. It's the very tiniest of geocaches. Nano is not officially listed on geocache pages, so players tend to mark this as a micro. And it could be something like, an itty bitty magnetic container. It could be a fake bolt. I don't think I have a micro on me.
I've got a little bison tube here.
That's the next size, I think. Yeah. What would you call the next size?
Well, that's probably a micro. This is probably more of a micro. Your example lists a film container, film canister. For those of us who remember what film canisters looked like,
they look like this.
Hey, look at that. Yes, back in my day when we wanted to take photographs, we had to take the film out of a little black can like that, take the pictures, and then take the film to a store to develop it.
And they'd return it the next day with photos.
Oh, you'd be lucky to get it the next day. When I first started taking photos, I had to mail them off and wait for them to come back.
That's right.
In fact, I think the Target had a drop off by Tuesday, pick up Friday, and drop off by Thursday, pick up Monday or something. It was weird.
One of my first jobs, I think it was officially my second, was working in the film industry. So I dropped them off on we would do the overnight.
Mm-hmm.
So I would start at like work from 4 to midnight. And the drivers would come in with all the piles and piles. We'd have piles of these film canisters we just threw out. I didn't know about geocaching then. I don't think anybody knew about geocaching then.
Probably not.
And strip these out, put the film container. Well, I won't go through the process, but we processed the film, made the photos, sent them back. The drivers came, picked them up in the morning, took them back to the drugstores. It's really quite an amazing process that anybody got the right photos.
Yeah. And there was times I didn't.
Yeah. Okay. So we love the two bozos in the Canadian. Anyway. Is that the Canadian anyway? Or the two bozos in the Canadian?
It's hard to say.
Okay.
What Coach says, I think we're all bozos on this bus.
Yeah. Oh, and Seebeck Tribe says Nano needs its own category.
Yeah, I think an awful lot of geocachers think that it is a category, but officially it's not, is it?
No, it is not. I had to go look again. I thought, well, sure it is by now. Oh no, it's not officially. No. So, cache owners will typically say Nano in the description. Now, okay, so Nano, which is not official, the Micro, which is what everybody's finding these days.
Everybody? All the cool kids are finding them. Yeah, like I said, they're about that size.
Yeah. And then
like this size, they're about the same, right?
Same, yeah.
Until you blow them up side by side, and then they're not quite the same size, but the same idea.
That's
looks great on audio podcast.
That's the big.
It's the jumbo Nano, jumbo micro,
jumbo micro.
It's the jumbo shrimp size.
Now, small.
Yeah,
I've got one here.
That's a good size for a small.
I would say this now, according to the geocache website, geocaching.com, it's just big enough to fit a sandwich.
Okay.
This is more like a finger sandwich.
Yeah, because I would think small would also things like this preform tube.
Yeah, what do you call a preform tube? Is that a small or a micro?
It's right in there.
Yeah. So it only holds a logbook and small items. Well, this could hold small items.
Yeah.
They'd have to be very small.
But I don't want to eat any sandwich that you could bring in a preform tube.
A dehydrated sandwich.
Oh, okay. There you go.
I have a pill bottle here, which is a bad example.
Yeah.
And that would be a small.
Yeah. Speaking of bad examples, I've got Altoids tin. I think we've lost. It's either just me or you're siloning terribly and frozen. So, well, he's maybe internet issues, and I can see myself. I'll go on and talk about a regular. That'd be a shoebox size. If you could fit a pair of shoes inside, you're golden. And a great example of that is an ammo box. Ammo can. I've got a plastic ammo can here that I consider that to be a regular. Now, they make ammo cans in all kinds of sizes, super little tiny neat ones, and really, really huge ones. If you found the Project Ape Cache, the Tunnel of Light, that's an ammo can, but it's huge. So, oh,
hello.
Are you there? Hey,
I don't see myself ever going offline, but you keep mentioning that I am.
Okay. So, this is the first audio I've heard from you since I started talking about larges and stuff. So
okay.
So you're frozen in my monitor, but
bummer. I don't think I am.
Okay.
I don't feel frozen. I mean, it's cold down here, but I'm not frozen.
Okay, let it go.
We can see and hear you, Wits End.
Oh, good. I was afraid it was just me, though, and I was just lonely.
If an Altoids tin is a micro, a preform should be also.
Okay.
Bryling says pill bottles, except the big ones for horse pills, are micros.
Oh, okay. Is that what this is? Is this horse pill bottle?
Yeah, that. I mean, I've got this bugger. I've got screws in it that make great audio.
Yeah.
And it's I'll tell you why in a little bit why this is a terrible geocache container.
Okay. I can't wait to hear.
So, where are we? Larges?
I rambled on about ammo cans and went to a large ammo can, and you've got it said your note says think Bigfoot's shoebox. And just as the notes say your thought, I hear you siloning again.
I don't know what's going on here.
Okay, you're back.
This is the first issues I've had tonight or with StreamYard, so this is no good for me. If you could,
I think Land Monkey is haunting us.
That's right. If you could fit Bigfoot's hiking boots inside that, it's probably a large.
Yeah.
Anywhere up to a 5-gallon bucket. I've actually found a 5-gallon bucket. Have you?
I have as well, yes. At a rest stop somewhere in Eastern Washington.
That's officially a ginormous micro.
It is a ginormous micro, isn't it? It has all the screw top and hanging ring and everything of a micro of a bison tube, but it's a really, really big bison tube.
It's a beefy bison.
Yeah, and it does say official geocache on it.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. One of these days, I got to hide a cache and deploy that sucker.
You should. But thank you for not, because it makes a very good visual.
There you go.
We're talking about containers.
And, should I hide a geocache in the near future? You may know what container to look for.
There you go. Now, there's the other size. We had the this and the that and the other.
Well, they're a set. You can't have one without the other two.
Right. The other size. Now, what kind of geocaches have you found, Wits End, that are others?
Well, I consider the fake electrical plate, perhaps, because there's very little depth to those. So they're not really a container at all, really. Some of the ones I found have not even had a container. There's just a sticker on the back that you write on. Or I did find a geocache once that was just a tape measure.
Ah.
And you pull the tape out and sign the tape.
Nice.
I guess that would be an other.
It's an unusual geocache container. It just doesn't fit into other categories. Yeah. And other and unknown. Unknown is the other one. Well, is another size, I should say, for when a little extra surprise is needed.
Yeah, I think it's important to note that, because an unknown could be just a size or of a container or something that you know very well. But if I told you what the size was, it might give away what the height is based on the area that it's hidden in.
I've typically seen these in specialized containers. Maybe something that is 3D printed.
Yeah.
Might be another, right? Because if they said what it was, that would give it away.
Yeah.
I've seen
container's bigger on the inside.
Well, yeah. It's a large on the inside.
Yeah.
Micro on the outside. I've seen little scary animals. Maybe not also scary. A bird or a frog or, something hairy when you open up a rat.
It's very dangerous and could attack at any moment. We must deal with it.
How about snakes?
Oh, why did it have to be snakes?
So, or there you go. GSM times 2 says, what do you call a micro that's inside a larger container like a birdhouse? I would put it as an other or unknown.
Yeah.
So, Seaback Tried says, I found a phone receiver.
Oh, I like that.
Is that the handset of a phone?
Could be. Could be the actual whole.
Also, Seaback Tribe has found a large trash can.
I think I found a fire hydrant once that was modified into a. Yeah, that was fun.
That was brilliant. Well, there's one around here, and I've also found a fire hydrant in the middle of the woods.
Mm-hmm.
How you carry one out there, I don't know. GSM times 2 says our community nano is an other.
That would qualify. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not officially a listed size on so
Yeah, but sometimes you can't say, oh, hey, it's in a fake owl.
Yeah.
You just put the container as unknown, and I know I'm not looking for a traditional container.
Yeah.
So I think we talked a little bit about should there be another size? What do you think?
Some say there should be another size, and others say just use the other. All I know is that the first time I found one of those little LED button cell sized LED micro things, nano things, I didn't think that was fair. Now, what on earth is this thing?
Yeah.
And I don't want to place any of those because those crazy little tiny log sheets fill up in nothing flat.
Like, 2 signatures and you're done.
Yeah.
Or, 1 stamp for the
Yeah.
people using stamps.
And I think we've talked about it before, but I think they're overused. There's a time and a place that they're the perfect size, but people sometimes use them when they really don't need to.
Yeah, like when you put, and this is wrong, but you put a nail into a tree and then attach the magnetic micro to the nail head. That's wrong. Out in the forest. So there.
Okay.
But should nano be an official size? What do you guys think? Put that in the chat, and we'll come back a little later and find out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, geocaching containers, geocachers are creative people, and they like to reuse things, right? To repurpose, to recycle, to make the earth more useful.
It is the green thing to do nowadays.
Sorry, I have to jump back. IHAM says, per this year's GIF, semi-little. Bryling says, oh, hated that film. Okay. I'm sorry. What makes a great reused or repurposed container? I think everybody here listening to the podcast has found a peanut butter jar. The plastic peanut butter jar.
They are fairly rugged. They do seal fairly well. But there's something about a container that once had food in it that makes me question that as a good choice.
I definitely agree with you. I hear people that say they use bleach on any container that contained food and run it through the dishwasher. And they go, well, I can't smell it anymore. But animals' noses are far more sensitive than ours.
Yeah.
But anything that with a screw-on lid more than a snap-on lid is going to work better.
Yeah. The key there is the fact that it just seals tightly.
Mm-hmm.
Seaback Tribe says pill bottles, and I agree. Those are great. Now make sure that obviously you've taken the medication out, and make sure to remove all of the identifying information off of the outside of the pill container as well.
Yes, definitely. Or, there's some people that pill bottles are just incredibly easy to use. They may have a dozen different pill bottles a month available to them. You take off the labels, clean them up, and you've got wonderful geocaching containers that you can replace ad infinitum, ad nauseum, or until you get better.
Okay.
So
yeah, you might want to do some camouflage with them and make that great duct tape at the hardware store that has some camouflage print to it, or paint it, or glue some leaves or something to it, or
have some digital camouflage.
Yeah, that works.
There, 'There, that's a better shot. Yeah, just, wrap that around it.
Yeah.
But when you do it, you also want to leave maybe the bottom of it visible or untaped
Yeah.
so that if the bomb squad has to look, they can see through it.
Well, okay, maybe that's true.
Mhm.
The tape also can protect the plastic because I don't know that they were designed to stay outside in the sunlight, and
Exactly.
we don't have the harshest direct sunlight up here like they do down in the Southwest per se, but those UV rays still take a toll on plastics.
That's right. Um, Wet Coaster says you could just leave the medication in as an FTF reward.
Yeah. Views of the comments in the chat do not necessarily reflect that.
I often get, painkillers and I don't take them all. And I go, I wonder what these are, what they're worth as street value. And I'm sure the first time I'd go to sell it, I'd sell it to an undercover cop and that would be the end of me. So no, I'm not cut out for a life of crime. No. I've heard that spice containers, those with a good screw on cap, cover them with camo tape. You can paint them and you're good to go. They don't leak. And the camo helps protect them from the sun.
Okay. Some spice containers are glass, and I don't know that that's such a great idea.
No glass containers are good.
No.
And that makes a great segue into what makes a terrible repurposed container.
Yeah, glass, as we mentioned, not good. Even some plastics, like we said, the UV rays of the sun really breaks down a lot of plastics. Mm-hmm. So unless you cover well or treat it or do something, or it's hidden well back inside a fence post or a mailbox or a container of some other kind that prevents the plastic from being exposed to the sun all the time. Yeah.
Like if you're going to put it into a bird.
Yeah. Yeah. Altoid tins are another one. I think I've got one right here. I don't know if you're hearing me still, but you're frozen again on my screen.
I hear you.
But Altoid tins, boy, hey, there you are. You're back. Maybe you're just freezing on my end. I don't know. I've had internet issues.
My screen went black, but I never lost.
Okay. When I first started geocaching, it seems like every other cache I found was in an Altoids tin. We joked about the Callard and Bowser company keeping geocaching containers. They were the sole provider for geocaching containers, and there are a lot of them. The problem is they don't seal against the weather at all.
Right.
And you can do your best with Ziploc bags and things inside Altoids container to seal up the log sheet and protect the papers. But I found this, by the time you keep folding a plastic bag, eventually they tear and leak. The tins themselves rust. Even if you paint them, they tend to rust because they're just cheap little tin boxes.
They're designed to hold Altoids for a single use, and then they're done.
So, thin plastic containers, we talked about things breaking down in the sun, and just somebody mentioned food containers, cottage cheese, yogurt containers, those kind of little things. That plastic just will not hold up. We want something that's going to hold up. In the Southwest, where it's a lot of sunlight, it'll just bake them brittle. Around here, they're just going to get squished, and or freezing weather takes its toll on plastics as well. And you made a great note here in the things that is a great description. I hadn't considered bottles with a smaller neck than body.
And thus, that's why this is terrible.
Yeah, because how many of us have had something in there that you're fiddling with sticking finger or a pen or a pocket knife or tweezers, and you just can't get those things out.
Can't get that one out of there.
Because you're going to get a little bit of moisture in there, especially in this part of the country, and that plastic bag is going to cling to the side of that plastic bottle. Yeah. Not good.
Nope. So anything with a smaller neck than body, you're not going to get the log out successfully, and it's just going to be frustration.
Yeah. So I would not make a good geocaching container.
Exactly.
Just on that definition.
And that's one of the big benefits of the preform is it's a straight container.
Straight container. There you go.
Yeah. Ones I found are, Ziploc or zip top bags covered in duct tape.
Yeah, I have found those.
Now,
Ziplocs just don't hold up.
no. And, some people say, oh, yeah, they work well. You put them upside down and no. Oh, interesting. Dora Moore says, friends of mine found scorch marks in the wood under a clear plastic preform tube. It acted like a magnifying glass.
Yeah,
Best
it would.
with tape.
That it would. So.
Altoid tins says, Seebeck Tribe Altoid tins are bad after a while when they have rusted.
Yeah.
Yeah. GS7 times 2 says they get bent up as people try to open them.
Yeah, you'd think, oh, it's an Altoids tin. Everybody knows how to open those. No. Or they open them too far and bend the hinges, and then they come apart. And yeah.
Seebeck Tribe says, we had a cashier in our area. We gave a whole bunch of Altoids tins because he was known for hiding them.
At least you kind of know what you're looking for. And sometimes that's true. When you see a certain cashier's name as the hider, you go, oh, I bet I know what kind of container this is going to be. But not always.
And, even though they contain food, mints, often if they're, new enough, you can still smell the mint in them. But I don't know if that would attract animals.
I don't know.
Mint is a naturally occurring. Well, so are peanuts, right? Never mind.
I'm going to hide a mothball container.
Oh. That doesn't mean what you think it means.
Maybe I'll make a cedar box.
Oh,
no.
I like that.
Well, if you're not going to repurpose existing peanut butter containers and mayonnaise jars and those kinds of things, you could buy some, I suppose. But I don't know. Where would you buy geocaching containers? Geocaching.com? No.
You could go to geocaching.com. You know what's better? You could go to landsharks.ca.
Landsharks. That is the place to go.
Yeah. They're going to have a whole bunch of containers there for you. And they're probably going to toss in a log. And if you spend $25, you get a free trackable.
Yeah.
Harbor Freight has some inexpensive containers.
I believe they make plastic ammo cans like this one.
Yes, they do. I've heard that. They also have metal ammo cans, and just wait. There will be a sale at Harbor Freight on everything.
Yeah.
eBay might be an option. If you're near a military base, military surplus, apparently we have too much military and we can surplus it.
Sure.
There you be able to get ammo cans. You'll be able to get decon containers, which I don't hear good things about decon containers anymore.
Yeah, I haven't seen them in a long time.
They're hard to close.
Yeah.
And if you don't get them closed securely, then they will leak.
I thought I had one here, but I don't see it now.
Oh, this is an interesting question from GSM times 2. How many people buy a product based on its container? Geocachers will probably do that.
Sure.
So he says Harbor Freight also has some nice rare earth magnets.
Oh, I'll have to look for those. Because I get some cheap magnets, and don't go cheap on magnets.
No. If you can do it, glue the magnets on the inside of the container.
But then they have to be strong magnets, because if they're weak magnets, then you've just wasted that.
It doesn't work. You're right. But if you can do that, that way the magnet will never separate from the container, right? If it's on the inside. So otherwise you go to pull the container off and you leave the magnets there on the guardrail.
Now, if you're a tech nerd at all, you can come up with magnets that look like this for a song. If you're going to help a friend do some, you ever have anybody ask you, hey, I want to donate my computer to Goodwill, or fill in the blank charity, but I don't want anybody to get my data. Well, one way to prevent people from getting your data is to completely dismantle and destroy that hard drive where all that data is stored. I know nowadays everybody's going to SSDs, but there's still a lot of hard drives out there in the world, rotating magnetic media. And inside those cases, when you pull them apart to destroy them, some really nice, strong magnets. So much so that I have a container here in Tacoma filled up with some, and people often comment on how hard that container was to get off that guardrail.
Yep. Some people have just had to struggle in there, open it, and get the log out and they weren't able to remove it.
So, yeah, those are good. Good sorts of magnets there.
Yeah. So, I would stay away from, say, the dollar store plastic containers, whether they be a lock and lock knockoff. That would be a lock off, right? Or some of the cheap Gladware type containers. They just don't hold up. No. There's a store you can go to. It's called the Container Store. You know what it's got? Containers.
Stuff.
Yeah. So there you go. So if you want to buy your own containers, let us know. You could send an email to feedback@cashingnw.com and let us know where you buy your containers.
Or if you're listening live, just throw it in the chat.
That's right. What if you don't want to buy a container?
Well, you could make your own.
Oh, yeah.
You're probably still going to buy some components to make your own. But especially if you're a gadget cache builder, and we know a few of them listen to the podcast and make some downright wonderful gadget caches. One common item I've seen them use is electrical containers. Because, you may not realize this, but water and electricity aren't a good combination. And as a result, electrical equipment manufacturers tend to make equipment that is fairly rain tight. So you can go to a hardware store or electrical supply house and buy a weatherproof electrical enclosure and do some really fun stuff with it.
Mm-hmm. And if you need to put holes in it, there's punch outs already built in.
Yeah, you can. Yep.
Yeah. So you don't have to worry about, well, how am I going to drill a hole in this? You're just going to punch out what you need. You can also use PVC, but I don't suggest people use just, PVC with two ends on it that looks like a bomb. Just throwing that out there.
Just throw it out there. Yeah.
If you're going to use PVC, make something interesting.
Yeah. I mean, put like a clock and some wires around it or something.
Yeah. There you go.
Break up the smooth lines of the pipe. That was sarcasm. Don't do that.
I thought we lost it there for a minute.
Because you could do the same thing with metal pipe.
Possibly the last episode of Caching.
The last one for the...
we're going to say the year or the decade.
The decade.
As the FBI breaks down our doors.
The tens, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. The teens.
So, make something that has a valve on it. It looks like a water spout, a spigot. That could work.
Yeah.
Just not, PVC pipe with two ends, the two caps at the ends. And
doesn't work.
Or any wires. Hey, what's end? You're not helping.
And that's not the first time I've heard that.
I've heard people talk about concrete. You've seen fake rocks, right?
You can make your own fake rocks with concrete.
A 10 pound bag of,
or a 10 bag pound.
I'm terrible tonight. Of concrete is just $2 at the local hardware store there. It's pretty easy to work with covering plastic containers that look like a fake rock. Adding some dye to the mix can help you get a good color. So, but be sure to leave enough a gap around the lid for easy removal.
Yeah.
Pack a ring of sand in the lid. So concrete get too close.
Yeah. Yeah. You wouldn't hurt, no matter what you're building, to take a little time, maybe build a couple of pure just test containers, and then have a friend try to open them, or have a child or an older person try to open them and see how much trouble they really are. Maybe part of your design of your cache is to make something that's really hard to open, and then yay. But for the most part, we want to make caches that people, enjoy finding, have fun opening, and don't go to so much work opening that you frustrate them to the point they want to break your container.
Right. I CBEC tries. I have a long PVC pipe with 2 caps on it. I use it when talking about geocaching to groups.
There you go. Yeah.
Fake sprinkler head.
Fake sprinkler heads. Yeah. Yeah. I have a
Geo sometimes too brings up an interesting point. If you use PVC with screw tops, don't hang it. The water will fill up through capular action.
Okay.
Yep. So if it's hard to open, just make it a D5 cache, says Wet Coaster.
Yeah, like I said, if that's your intent and you state that in the log or in the description, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that's what most of our cache containers are going to be.
That's true. And, again, you can, CBEC Tribe says one of her children, I lost it in the list, is got a 3D printer. So you can 3D print. You're going to want to clear varnish. Otherwise the UV light will break this down very quickly.
Yeah.
But, 3D printing is wonderful. And we've seen it around. You want to put the log in something else in a container. I don't care if it's a brand new ammo can. Put the log into a Ziploc bag, or better yet, put the log into another container within the container. Having the log in something like this inside an ammo can is going to be much better in the long run.
Yeah, and remember, you want this cache to be out there for years for people to find. And so you have to take into account not only the cold, damp, wet weather we have this time of year, but also the hot, scorching sun that some parts of the state and the Northwest get in the summertime. And so, well, it's best to weatherproof that container inside and out. And like you said, maybe add another layer of protection to the log sheet itself. Any other tips on weatherproofing?
Well, lock and locks are good.
Yeah.
We talked about those. But the official lock and locks, because you've got that big rubber seal. It's a thick rubber seal.
Yeah.
And it's really tight in there. We talked about preforms. And it may not be a bad idea if you've got your bison tubes or your gigantic micros to go out on a cache maintenance run and replace the O-rings every now and again.
Those do wear out.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't hear anything he said, so in case I may be repeating what he just said, but if you didn't hear it, Right in the Rain paper is strongly suggested for log sheets because it holds up well to the Northwest moisture. Even if it happens to get a little water on it or in the bag, usually it holds up pretty well. Your breakup is very entertaining tonight.
Is it?
Yeah. Are you back with us? Nope, still not understanding. I hear every 10th syllable from time to time, and then you're back clear sometimes. I saw a couple people comment in the chat about if you were going to hide a cache, look around, see what containers that you have found out in the wild and how they're holding up. And if you see, hey, this container, I found a lot of these and they hold up really well, go with that. So you can judge and let somebody else do your field research to see how it's going to go. Yes, geocaching with Geo sometimes too says you're R2D2 with laryngitis.
Ooh.
Oh, hey, you're back.
R2D2 with laryngitis.
Huh.
You know what I'm looking for?
A faster internet connection?
Yes. I am looking for what people thought on nanos.
Just say no.
Well, it's kind of part of it. Okay. GSM times 2. Yes, nano should be an official size.
Okay.
IHAM says nano should have their official size. You know, then we get into Seebeck tribe who have used nanos on large pieces of machinery. Evil. Brylink says, I had a peanut butter jar that was bleached, ran through a dishwasher several times, and left to set for over a year.
Okay. Was it successful after all that?
I opened it, took a whiff, and could still smell the peanut butter.
There you go. Yeah, peanut butter, I think, really leaches into the plastic of the container at a very, well, probably not molecular level, but
close to it.
Yeah.
Seebeck tribe wants a nano class.
Okay.
GSM times 2 said, why are glass containers so disliked?
Well, the biggest thing I could think of is that they get broken. People drop them on the rocks and they shatter. And then not only do you no longer have a weatherproof cache container or a cache container at all, but now you have glass debris on the hiking trail for somebody to come along and injure themselves on. That's my take on it.
So, yeah, exactly. I found, I want to say it's a gallon glass jar one time as a nano container hidden among rocks.
Yeah.
And it just made me nervous. I was like, okay, I'm going to hug this tightly so it does not fall or slip. Yeah. I can, you know, oh, now I only have one hand to sign the law. Yeah. How am I going to do this? It just made me nervous.
Yeah, or it doesn't get sealed by a careless cacher and it fills with water, freezes and bursts. Ooh. So, yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah, they just don't hold up well. They're just not fragile. They are weatherproof. Most of the time, they are pretty weatherproof. They usually have a screw-on lid or one of the, what am I thinking of? The canning jar type lid. Yeah, those are great, but.
And, you know, those canning jars are pretty sturdy.
They are. For the most part, they are. But, yeah.
I still would say no.
Yeah.
That's just my personal. Bryling says glass jars inevitably break. They can cut up children's extremities or dogs' paws.
Yeah.
So, well, I'm glad GSM times 2 believes those are good answers.
Whew.
I didn't know there was a test. I didn't even study.
I hope we passed. But
nonetheless, they hold up, you know, the benefit of the glass jars, they hold up to heat, they hold up to cold.
Yeah.
So, well, folks, we hope we didn't box you in too much tonight on Boxing Day. When you try to put all your Christmas gifts back into the box they came in.
No, that's not it at all.
Oh. That's not what Boxing Day is for?
No.
Well, we thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Caching in the Northwest. Now, next week, we want to know about your goals and plans for 2020.
Oh, that's so next year.
Yeah. That's so next year. And then,
yes,
January 9th, episode 337.
What? Tell me. What?
I can't tell you. It's a special surprise.
Oh, I gotta wait.
Yeah.
I hate waiting.
You must wait.
All right. Well, then fast forward a couple more weeks, and we are thrilled to have Nick Hubbard come back to talk about Cachely 6.0.
Ooh, I don't have that version yet.
I don't either. I've never used Cachely at all. It doesn't run on my Android. Maybe someday. Maybe 6.0.
Yeah,
I have no idea. I'm just totally making it up.
Into making an Android version.
Okay.
Until then, we want to take a moment to thank Landsharks, our corporate Denali level sponsor. Landsharks.ca is the outdoor adventure and geocaching store. Check them out online or go in person and visit their store in Victoria, BC. You know, they're open 6 days a week, except holidays, and they ship online orders daily. And also, we want to thank our faithful Denali level supporters. That's Landsharks, JP Geo Designs, Limax, Team Squirrel, and worldcaching.com. If you want to know more about supporting the show, go click that Patreon link on the geocaching.com website. And of course, we love each and every one of our patrons, like M Nerve
And GeoNav Pros,
Antaeus,
Subway Mark,
the Geo Travelers,
Sege Hove,
G Nice,
B Pendragon,
Boomer 365,
CRS 98,
Keats 94,
D Trombone 15,
you know, there's Wet Coaster and Greenwords,
Dune Buddy,
Camp Clan,
Dora Moore,
Alarobrick,
Sprouter,
that's GSM times 2,
Broncos Fan for Life,
Kid Vegas 19,
Team Noltex,
Kitty Quest,
Hacker Duck,
MC3 Cats,
Trexer Zero,
Seabeck Tribe,
Kevin MacD,
Billy Robson,
Kennel Barb,
Winos Seattle,
T Sayer.
and of course, Highlands Guy.
All right. Well, hey, I've had fun chatting about boxes and containers. Until next week, if you'd like to get in touch with us, well, you know, people could call 253-693-TFTC, couldn't they?
Yeah, of course they could.
Yeah.
You know, they could also use the voicemail tool right there on the website.
Or email feedback at cachingandw.com.
Any of those.
You're probably going to tell us all about those when you wrap up. But if you wanted to reach any ones of us in particular,
Well, how could they find you, Wits End?
just go to cachingandw.com/hosts and look for all of us right there. That's really
right.
It's really the best way.
It really is. I mean, it has Twitter, it has Facebook, it has geocaching.com, it has the Grams or the Instas. I don't know which one you're supposed to use.
The IGs.
The IGs.
Yeah, it's the IGs.
Yeah, that's cachingandw.com/hosts.
There you go.
And we thank you for taking the time to listen to this episode of Caching in the Northwest. And don't forget that you, yes, you driving in your car, stuck in traffic on I-5, you can be part of the show. You know, you're not going anywhere for an hour because of the accident in front of you. So call 253-693-TFTC. Leave us a comment, ask us a question, or tell us your favorite cache container. It could be any time of the day or night. I mean, traffic on I-5 is that bad.
True.
Of course, you can email us at feedback@cachingandw.com. I would suggest you don't do that while in your car on I-5, unless you can speak to your phone and have them do that for you. Don't forget that your support helps keep the quality shows coming. If you like this show, click the Patreon link on the cachingandw.com website and subscribe on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and more. Give us a thumbs up or even a review. Again, not if you're driving. This show is produced by Chris Umfenauer, Jim Paulwitz, Jay Kennedy, and it's licensed under Creative Commons Attribution 3.0 license, copyright for the last time in 2019 by Chris Umfenauer. And folks, stay tuned for
The After Show.
Wait. GSM times 2, who's going to sing the Land Monkey jingle? To which Brian Lang says, I volunteer Chris as tribute. I volunteer Keats to clean up the mess. What mess? There's always a mess after the party. Seabeck Tribe is having an event tomorrow evening. Hope to see fellow cachers there. That's GC8GW0M.
Okay. She also commented that we're going to celebrate her birthday, which is on January 8th when we podcast on January 9th. You know, January 8th is a fine day for a birthday. It's the day Elvis Presley had a birthday, and David Bowie, and Professor Stephen Hawking.
On the 9th?
It's a good date to share a birthday with. On the 8th. On the 8th.
The 8th. Like, apparently my volume was a mess.
I think your connection was not so clean either. It was kind of messy.
Maybe I have to go yell at the kids. Let's see. Brylang. I'm going to find, there we go. I got a lovely GeoCoin display stand from Landsharks. That's Landsharks with a Z. As a
nice
gift this year. Nice. You know, GSM times 2 likes the random order that we're reading the patrons in.
This specific random order, or just the fact that they're randomized every week?
I had to go create a Google spreadsheet with a randomized macro feature.
I had to remind him to randomize them.
Well, I had them randomized for 3. I had to go randomize for 2. Dan Camp, or I'm sorry. Oh, no, I just said his real name. Iham. It's not the name you heard.
That's right.
Iham says, unfortunately, everyone you listed is dead. He's talking about who shares the January 8th birthday.
I was going to say the Patreons aren't all dead.
That's what I thought too.
Yes, they are. So it is now free to be celebrated by others. They no longer hold claim to that birthday.
All the better. Oh, he likes the fact that they're randomized each week.
Oh, good deal. I'll take credit for that.
Didn't know Stephen Hawking's.
I have no idea whose idea it really was, but if you like it, I'll take full credit.
Okay. His real name is on the screen. Yeah, but people who listen to the podcast don't know that. And we get only 10% of our downloads tend to be YouTube. The rest are audio. So we really work hard for our audio audiences. Audio audience? Hey, you know what? As I'm looking here, another good cache container is flashlights. Flashlights that no longer work, they tend to be quite secure and watertight.
Yeah, usually. Some are, some aren't.
Folks, thanks for joining us.
Yes,
and you know what?
Listeners, a special place in our hearts for the live chat participants on Thursday night.
Oh, interesting. Keith says, I've noticed Land Monkey has never read my name in the credits, at least not while I'm listening.
He noticed. We tried to plan it that. No, we didn't actually have it. Actually, it's completely random, but if I can make Land Monkey feel guilty or start a conspiracy, I'm all for that.
Long-time downloader, first-time listener. Says what, Coaster? Oh, that's funny.
Oh, welcome.
Seaback Tribe says to Iham, I don't want to be dead. Apparently, if you share a birthday with people who are dead, one day you will also be dead.
I don't want to be a pie. I don't like gravy.
Oh, we're all going to be dead one day. That's a great way to end a podcast, isn't it?
Or end a year, or possibly a decade, or an era, or an hour, or I don't know.
We've ended a lot of things. And
yeah.
It could be this show. It could be the end of Caching in the Northwest. We don't know.
You just never know.
You have to tune in next year to find out. Folks, thank you for a wonderful 2019. We have had, I didn't look at the stats before I came in, but prior to this, we had a 35% increase in downloads over the previous year. And that is because of you. Thank you so much. Get out there, spread the word about caching in the Northwest, and get out and get caching in the Northwest.